Just two or more, 3 more seconds. It's loading, and I think that we are alive. Yeah, in live. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me in another English immersion. The first thing that we normally do before starting our conversation is explain a little bit of how Talk and Talk works in general. Talk and Talk is a platform of languages where you can learn and you can practice different languages like English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Mandarin. Something interesting about it, and I think that it's important to mention, is that it's not like a regular English class. So we don't give English classes at all. We just create or we just put one topic to talk about, and we try to create a real conversation. So it's the way that we try to use the English information that we have in our minds and try to use them in a real English conversation. Another thing that I consider so important to mention is that I am not an English teacher. I am so far away of being an English teacher. I work in another field. And with here in Talk and Talk, we try to create a safe environment where you don't feel afraid about making mistakes, because we consider that making mistakes is part of the process. So, and another thing that I consider important is as well that we don't correct each other. Just feel free to use the English that you already have. Okay, and if you don't if you forget some words, or you don't remember some words, you can mix English and Portuguese if you want, so there is no problem. um I think that I'm gonna divide our conversation in two rooms. So just let me see here. Does everyone can see the question in the chat? Because I think that, yeah, right, everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna create two rooms. I'm gonna send some people to the second room, and some of you will stay here with me. So just a minute, please. Uh, I think Ayla is gonna go to the other room. Sydney, Evis, and I think Tachiani. Anna,
Luisa.
Victoria, Carlos, and Larissa will stay here with me. And Ayla, Sydney, and okay, I think that okay. Anna, Sydney, Tatiane, and Ibis will go to the other room. Okay, we normally start with a self presentation. Sorry, Ibis, do you want to say something?
Yes, because I'm I'm using my cell phone. So when we split, when I go to another room, the question disappears. And
Okay,
if you can send again or someone in the
yeah.
room.
So okay, I'm gonna send the question, but I think that somebody else can help sending the question. I think that Sydney, please, could you
Okay.
please resend the question?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so enjoy your time, respect each other's times, don't correct each other, and have fun. Okay? If you receive the invitation, just accept it, please. Okay, I think that another participant just left our conversation, so we will be three here. I think that it's okay for trying to finish the questions. So okay, let's start. Today we'll be talking about giving up. That it's a topic that I consider so important to talk about. We will be able to share our ideas, our point of view. So let's start with our self presentation, okay? So, Larissa, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, guys. Good afternoon. My name is Larissa. I have 30 years old, and I'm a student of product design. And I am here in Talk and Talk for 2 months, I think. And it's very nice to be here with you.
Thank you so much. I think that you already participated in another immersion with me, right? Yeah,
Yes.
I remember your name, remember you. What about you, Carlos? Could you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carlos. I'm from Argentina. Uh, I- I'm I'm 30 years old. I'm married. My wife is Melissa. My son is Christopher. I'm here after 2 months. In the past, I participated in Token, but I'm here again to practice conversation because I think I need practice to to don't to don't forget English words. Um, I'm happy to be here again. I think it's that. Thank you.
Really good. Thank you so much for being here with me. I remember we already participated in some immersion, but as guests both. Yeah, I remember you, good man. So, let's start with the first question, okay? So let's read it. What are some common reasons people choose to give up on their goals? Carlos, what do you think about this question? What do you think, or what do you consider are the reasons why people, in general or normally, they decide to give up in their goals? It could be personal, professional, whatever kind of goal you you can think.
Um, uh, Very reason. I think very reason. But for example, for example, in a professional environment, I see obstacle obstacle. Um People can find. Uh, Other reason can be without confidence, uh, with without confidence, and other reason can be without motivate, because our goals in the life can be difficult sometimes, and I need to be strong to achieve our goals. But I think various reason depends of goals, but uh, I think the main reason can be obstacle. I I think is that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that you mentioned a lot of important points. In my personal opinion, I think that the lack of supporting is one that I consider important. As well, the lack of feedback, or when somebody feels, or for example, if you feel that you are not progressing in something, you feel that you are in the same position, maybe even when you try it so hard, but you don't see any progress or you don't feel any progress. I think that you can get frustrated easily, right? So the lack of motivation, the lack of supporting, maybe the lack of seeing your progress, I think that's for me, all of those are common reason why people normally choose to give up on their goals. What about you, Larissa? What do you think about this question? What's your opinion?
Well, I agree with Carlos. There are so many reasons, but I think depends on the reality of the person, you know. Maybe the place where the person live, the family, the money, if you have money to invest or not, if you have time, or if it is very difficult. I don't know, many reasons. I am not a person to give up of my goals, and I try to pursue as much as I can. But I understand that people have different realities, and it's different for very reasons for many people.
Yeah, I totally agree with the part that you just said, that the context of every person is different, right? Sometimes we just relate giving up as something negative, but in fact, I consider that giving up can be positive as well, depending of the context that you maybe you are thinking about, right? So I think that the second question is about that difference. So let's read it. How can you distinguish between giving up and making a strategic decision to change a direction? So I think that, as I already said, in my opinion, depending on the context, I think that giving up is it's okay. Because I think that we won't be able to reach or achieve all of our goals. I think that it's kind of impossible. Even when there are a lot of people on social media, on Instagram or on Facebook, who show that maybe uh, if you have set a goal for your life, you just have to try it and try it and try again. But in my personal opinion, I think that it doesn't exist formula, a magic formula for all of the time reaching your goal. So I think that sometimes it's important to maybe analyze if what you are doing it's something that maybe maybe that is, if there is a little of progress in what you are doing, and if the thing that you are doing today are driving you to the goal that you have set. But sometimes we just have as well to analyze if it's enough, or maybe we have to move the direction. And I think that it's not something wrong. So maybe if you have set a deadline for something and it is not working, maybe it's okay to change the strategy. I don't consider it like you are giving up on something specific. Maybe you have see or you have saw or you have decided that it doesn't work for you, and you have to change the direction. You have to change the strategy. So I think that is the differences between giving up and making a strategic decision or strategic changes for something that you want in your life, right? And that's my opinion. What do you think about it, Larissa?
Well, I agree with you. I think you have to think if your decision comes to a place of anxiety, if you're not just tired. And I agree with you. Make a change to change your decision sometimes is not to giving up, and it's important sometimes to think better, to construct a new way, for you. And I think many people today have so much anxiety about life because they watch many things to do, to travel, to get a new job, and to get a family. And people don't have the time specifically to make your own decisions. What is better for me? People don't think about this. So many decisions came from this place, of anxiety. So I can distinguish between giving up and make a change in my life. If I feel that I'm okay or I am disturbed. And for me, is this. And you, Carlos, what do you think?
Um, I think this thing between giving up and making such a decision. Um, so giving up, it's uh, when you uh, abandonar your efforts in something, uh, but making change the strategy um, uh, can be, for example, I want to be fit, and I go to the gym, but uh, that is difficult to me because 2 hours every day, but I want to be fit. Uh, then I I run I run 30 minutes per day. That is good to me because it's a bit time, and uh, in the time I get fit another way. Uh, but uh, don't giving up my focus. Uh, I think we need to change uh, direction when we need when we need. I think it's that.
Yeah, I got your point. In this case, for example, you are not giving up on doing exercise. You just change the strategy. You are still doing exercise, but in something that you really like, that it's in this case running, right? Uh, but going to the gym is something that maybe you don't like at all. So you change the strategy, but you are still doing exercise, right? That's it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, you mentioned something so important, and you did a good example. So I wanted to create a random question about this topic. Have you ever guys thought about giving up on English, on learning English journey? Have you ever thought about maybe no, it's not for me, I'm not capable to do it, and something like that? Have you ever felt something like that? Maybe Larissa?
Yeah, I never give up of to learn English. I always study English in my life, not in a course with people. Sometimes I'm just in watching movies, listening music, and I'm always learning English. But sometimes it's difficult. I made before 2 or 3 courses of English, and I have to give up because I don't have the money at the time to pay the course, and was so frustrated at the time. But I think sometimes we have to think in what I can do now. If I can do this, I can do that, and for me, English is in all places, on TV, internet. It's so easy to study English today. But I think I never thinking in give up of English.
And you, Carlos, what about you? I want to know. Have you ever thought about giving up on your English learning journey?
Uh, in my case, I studied learning English 1 year, uh, one, fast 1 year, 1 year, and I start and I never give up because I starting with application, Busu application, and in the starting I only practice with that application Busu. After 6 months, I study uh, here in Token in February, I studied 2 months, and because money, I finished this time in token. But now I'm here again. I uh, uh, go back here. But I never give up, and I'm happy for that because I can understand better when someone is speaking in English, or when I need to read something in my job. Uh, uh, I'm very happy for that. I think is that.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. In my case, I think that I thought a lot of times about giving up on English because, first of all, I never liked it learning English. I have never been a good student on languages. In general, a good student. So I remember when I started English, learning English, it was just because in my job they gave me kind of a part of my scholarship, so I just accepted it and I had to my classes, and it was so boring, so tiring for me. And when I finished the course, the course, I was not able to say any phrase in English, so I felt so frustrated. So I think that kind of sensation, that kind of feeling, it's so bad. So yeah, I already thought a lot of time about giving up on my English learning, but I'm still here. I'm trying to improve every single day, and I think that that question is related with the next one. So let's read this one. What psychological effects can giving up have on an individual? So I think that it's related because when we feel that we are not progressing in something that we are doing or we are trying to learn, we can feel that we are not capable to do or to learn other different skills, not just that one that is getting hard to you. So I think that maybe we can feel that we are not good enough. Maybe we are not smart enough. We start comparing ourselves with others. It's something really normal when you are learning a new skills to watch on TV or to watch on Instagram or to hear about some maybe one friend or one friend or one acquaintance that you have to know to know that maybe that person learned that the same thing that you are trying to do but easily. Maybe they tell you, ah, I did it in just 1 year, or I did it in just 2 months. I don't know what it's getting so hard to you. Maybe you are and you start doubting about yourself, about your intelligence, about everything that you are. So I think that the effect psychological, it's really big when you are thinking about giving up, or when you are ready gave up in something that maybe was not maybe at the time was not easy to do for you. So that's my opinion, right? What do you think about it, Larissa?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think sometimes frustration, and it's because of it I hate these phrases on internet, I made this in 1 year and blah blah blah. I hate these phrases because people have this habit to compare yourself from other people, and it's very difficult nowadays because I think nobody is good in everything. Some person live in other country who speak English, and I have a friend that they live in Europe for, I don't know, 5 6 years, and his English is a shit, but he lives there. And he's okay with this. He say, I don't understand too much English, but I am here and that's okay. But I think we have to do what really is important to us. I love English. I love English since I was a little kid. My husband, ele odeia. He hates English. He prefer to learn Spanish. So he practiced a lot of Spanish in his job because we live in Florianopolis and there's so many people here that speak in Spanish. But me, I don't like too much to speak in Spanish. It's not too much easy for me, you know. So I think if we do what we like is better for us. Sometimes we have to learn something that we don't like, but we don't need to be frustrated if we are not good. I think is this.
Has your husband ever told you why he hates English?
He says that's very difficult to him because he never have this contact with people talking in English. I am from Rio de Janeiro, and in Rio we talk in English because there are a lot of people from Europe and United States all the time. So you live with people speaking English, you know, and he is not. He's from Cabo Frio, a
Hmm.
city in Rio, but is not there. So he don't have this contact with the language, so he don't likes. And for him, Spanish is more like Portuguese, and is easier to him.
Hmm. Yeah, I was curious because in my case, I always tell people that in the past I hated English, but nowadays I think that I'm starting to like it because I think that I improved a lot. So when you feel that you are ready, you already have some progress, I think that you start maybe liking or loving in this case English, or maybe the thing that you are trying to learn, right? Yeah, I felt kind of the same when I was in the high school and university.
Yes.
What
It's
about you,
because in
Carlos? What?
Spanish, sorry, it's because in Spanish for me, I
Uh,
don't like the tone of my voice speaking Spanish, you know?
yeah,
And for my husband, she don't like English because he says, I don't know, speaking English is so fancy, so oh, you know.
yeah, that can happen. Yeah, but in fact, I think that, for example, when I speak Portuguese, I feel that I'm not. That's not my voice because I'm more used to hear a lot of tone of my voice when I speak normally in Spanish, and the same thing happens in English. But English and Portuguese and Spanish are kind of it's not the same pronunciation, so it's so different. But between Portuguese and Spanish is kind of the same, kind of the
Mhm.
same. But for me, it's totally different the way that we pronounce words and something
Yeah,
like that.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's it. What about you, Carlos? What do you think about the effect psychological that can giving up bring to our life?
Um, um, I don't know. Uh, uh, in my case, I don't giving up anything, something. In my case, I I am drawn to effort my objectives. But uh, when I see in this question in other people, uh, I, I think can be depression, maybe, or desmotivated, uh, low, baixo autoestima, low self. Uh, uh, I think it's that, but I to be honest, I don't remember anything for me in I start something and don't finishes this. I I don't remember, to be honest. Uh, ah, one. In the past I wanted to be play soccer, but I I'm bad on that. Uh, it's frustrated because other play soccer very good, and I'm bad. Uh, I'm trying I'm trying a lot of practice, but I never grew up my performance on soccer. Uh, it's frustrating frustrating for me, but I'm not good on that, and I'm trying other things. But in studying or work, I'm uh, I'm I'm effort my objectives, my goals, and um uh, I am have well well uh, bienestar, well self, I think. Eu esqueci como se diz, eu me sinto bem porque em relação ao trabalho, ao estudo, eu consegui quase tudo aquilo que eu queria. Eu, don't remember something and giving up, you know. Uh, but I think it's that effect negative. Uh, I
Thank
remember
you so
when
much for. Ah, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I remember when I wanted to study in Portuguese, I start with Duolingo. Uh, was good for me, and I traveled on Santos, Sao Paulo, 3 months, and in the starting 3 days here, um, I don't understand nothing the people say, uh, but after three days, my head react, and I start understand people speaking something some uh, 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 after various weeks I understand better, and after 3 months I returned in Argentina speaking Portuguese. A nice experience for me.
Yeah, good job. You gotta be proud of about yourself. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. I think that it's a really good one. How can one how can one overcome the fear or failure that often leads to giving up? What do you think about this question, Larissa? How can we overcome what the strategies we can use? What do you think about it?
I think I don't understand very well the question.
Let me see here. Uh,
É como
how
podemos
can we?
superar? Overcome
Desculpa?
seria superar?
Isso, overcome, superar.
Ah, ok. O medo de desistir. Tá. I don't know, maybe doing the thing you have fear. I think it's not a secret. You have to do what you have fear and go with fear. For me, it's more simple.
What do you think about remembering maybe why you are doing that? For example, in my personal case, I am trying to improve English because I want to work abroad. I would like to live in another country. And sometimes when I feel frustrated or when I feel overwhelmed because it's totally normal, I use this strategy. I remember why I'm doing it, and I do a kind of comparison about my how my English was maybe 1 year ago and how my English is now. So I use that strategy. Maybe that's my opinion. And maybe you can you can say something about it. Maybe you can remember maybe some strategies that you used to overcome that fear.
Yeah, it's because I am always changing my mind. I'm a changing person, and depends on my mood in the day. Because sometimes, if I have the good reason, but I am not feeling good with myself, I can say, I have this reason and I have to continue it, blah, blah, blah. But this, in this time, don't will work for me, you know? So for me, works more. I don't know if it's a strategy, but if I have fear, I have to continue because life is what it is. And today I'm not good. I can stop for today and continue tomorrow. You know, I think I I go easy with myself. It's more like this
Yeah,
for me.
thank you so much. And you, Carlos, what do you think about this question? How do you think we can overcome, or yeah, we can defeat the fear, that feeling of failure that often leads to giving up?
Uh, it's difficult because we are human, human. But for example, at the moment, I start in one project of work. This project it's challenging. Um, this project starting before 3 or 4 months, and starting uh, uh, starting uh, this project it's challenging because in the starting um, have things uh, difficult to work. Uh, o projeto no início, do início já está errado, já tem 4 meses. Uh, and I I start in this project, and it's challenging to understand architecture. Um, this project have um, uh, it's difficult, and uh, uh, I start as lead of the project, and it's more challenging because uh, I'm leading this project. Um, and I have met, não sei como diz, um, because it's difficult, but I think I'm try um to be success on this project, and I need to be strong and don't no renunciar. Deu para entender alguma coisa?
Yeah, yeah, I got your point. So let's let's move on, but I wanted to go out of the box. I'm gonna create a random question about the same topic. So the question is for you, Larissa. Do you consider that giving up could be something positive or something good in a specific situation? Or do you think that giving up is just something negative?
No, I don't think it's negative. I think life change. You have desires and dreams today, but you can change. So it's not a bad thing for me. I think it's good sometimes um, to build a new way for you, for yourself, because you have um, to be the decision of your life, and you can change every time. Um, I think it's not a good thing when you always giving up and change all the time. I was this person in my life, and I realized that this is a problem because I am changed a lot and affect people around me. But you have to be the balance in your life.
Yeah, sure. I totally agree with your opinion. For I have a good example for that question. Imagine that you are in a toxic relationship and you already did everything that you was in your hands, but it doesn't work, right? So I think that it exists a good time for giving up. In that case, it can be something positive because the relationship is not bringing something good to your life or your health or your physical, your mental health. So in that case, giving up is something good, right? So yeah, I think that's my own example. And what about you, Carlos? What do you think about it? Do you think that giving up is just related with something negative?
The question, can you repeat the question, please? Uh,
Uh, do you think that the question is not in the question in the 10 question that sent? It's a random question. So the question
mhm.
is, do you think that giving up is related always in something negative, or giving up can be something positive as well?
Eh, a pergunta é se, se algo está negativo, eu, pelo geral, eu renuncio para aquilo.
No, sería que si cuando nos pensamos en desistir, que sería en português, né? Se todo tempo que nós pensamos em desistir, sempre é uma coisa negativa. Se desistir também pode ser uma coisa positiva, seria a pergunta. Ou pode ser,
Te-
ou sempre é negativo.
uhum. Eh, okay. Uh, I think it's good sometimes giving up some things. For example, relationships, relationship bad, friends, friends that are not friends, um, uh, girlfriends, uh, girlfriend that not good for us, or boyfriends, depends. Uh, 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 I I think, for example, sí, I think giving up in some case can be positive for us. Uh, I don't see a problem on this.
Yeah. Thank you so much for answering that question. I think that sometimes it's kind of difficult to go out of the box, but I consider that it is important to develop that skill of thinking more or thinking beyond that the question that we have here, right? So let's skip to the question number 7 that I think that it's related with the question number 6 as well. So the question is, what are some strategies to stay motivated when you feel like giving up? So I think that I already mentioned it, some of them in my personal opinion, that it's maybe thinking about why you started that journey. In my case, English, or it can be any other skill. Another thing that another strategy is maybe surround yourself by people who really support you, because I'm sure that that happens to you as well, that maybe you have some friends or even some relatives that they seem that that they support you, but in real they don't. So I think that you can realize that you can know that when somebody really supports you. So if you find a group of people who maybe those people are seeking the same goal, the same dream, I think that you can find a lot of support in those persons. Um, Another thing is, yeah, I think that those are my examples that I can bring to you now. And you, Larissa, what do you think about the strategies to stay motivated?
Yeah, to be in a group, I think is very important, like you say, because when I started to study at home by myself, it's very difficult to be motivated every day. And sometimes our family don't understand what we are doing here. So you are in the computer all day, huh? So it's good to have friends in the same perspective that you are. And I think it's good to have a pause sometimes and do something different. Um, Sometimes I am not focused, I can't focus here. My mind is overwhelmed. So I go out, I make something different, totally different than what I am doing here. And this clean my mind. And after I'm back and I am with power, because I don't think we are a robot, we don't have to do the same thing all the time and have to be motivated all the time. I think life is a cycle, and sometimes you are here and sometimes you are here, and that's okay. And sometimes I am not creative and I have to stop and painting some flowers, some nature. And it's nothing about my job and my studies sometimes, but it's good for my mind, and I think it's positive. So go to the beach, walk in the nature, do something great for you, to be your friends.
I totally agree with you. I think that taking a break is so important. Understand that we are not robots. We are human beings. Sometimes we need a break and forget at all that thing that maybe is overwhelming us, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Larissa. Thank you so much for bringing your opinion. And finally, Carlos, what do you think about that question?
Um, it it's difficult sometimes, but something help me is to sing in my family. To sing in my family. My family need me, and I need to be strong uh, for my family. Uh, but one strategy can be to sing in on success. Uh, Lana French. I sing. Uh, 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 go. It's going good. In the final, it's success. To sing in the future. It's one strategy. Um, uh, other strategy, pe personal strategy. It's to work to work to in the when I old to be relaxed. Then I work hard today. When I old, I'm relaxed. Is my strategy sometimes. But I think that is everything.
Okay, thank you so much, Carlos, for sharing your ideas, your opinion. Welcome back, guys. I wanted to know how the conversation was for you in the other room. Tatiana, how was the conversation for you? How was the question? Did you like the topic? You didn't?
Yeah, I did. Our conversation was deep. We could know each other a little, and for me, this topic was really good because make me think about this question. Give up is isn't good or bad thing. Depends of the situation. So it's interesting. I like it, and I like it my room too. It was really good conversation.
Sure, I totally agree about what you just said about the giving up. I think that people normally relate giving up as something negative, but giving up can be something positive as well, depending of the context, right? Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I wanted to know from you, Ayla, the question number 7. For you, what are some strategies to stay motivated when you feel like giving up? What strategies do you use? Tell us a little bit about it.
For me, I think strategies include setting, I think, clear, a achievable milestone. I think seeking inspiration from others, for example, can help me. And take break. I think it's important to respect your time. And when you feel so exhausted, it's time to take a break, to recharge yourself and to refocus. I think, yeah, I think it's important, especially to manage it and manage it and setting clear goals. I think it's good to avoid um, maybe frustration.
Yeah, that point was so important. Taking breaks because we need to understand what we are not robots, we are human beings, so sometimes we need to take breaks. And finally, Ibis, a random question that we put in our conversation. Have you ever thought about giving up on learning English? Have you ever thought about giving up on learning English?
No, no. I never. I decided to take a break in learning English, to conversation, and be more activity. But give up was never an option. So I try to, I don't know, change my device settings to English and try to watch some movies, just silly movies. So and but give up was never was an option. I try to learn every single day, just a little bit, using baby steps.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that we are here all because we are not giving up on English, right? We are trying and trying again, and we will have to try again every time that we feel frustrated or overwhelmed about our English progress. And that's it for today, guys. It was the topic for our today's topics. Thank you for so much again for being here. I just sent you to you in the chat box the link of the survey. Please fill it up if you have the time, because we use it for improving the platform in general, and I can use it as well for improving my performance as host here. And then I sent to you as well my LinkedIn account. So if you want to contact me or reach me out, I will be happy to accept your invitation as well. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good rest of day and have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Bye bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.